Now, I wanted to talk to you today about my ground preparation and how we're doing this. I'm not a traditional organic farmer, but what I am is I see benefits of both. The number one thing that Delia and I did was we got a soil sample in, and we looked at how much nutrients we have and how much we're going to need. So when we got our soil test, we're pretty low on lime. Our pH is a little too high, need to change that. Got ourselves some lime, and what's nice about doing lasagna beds or individual beds, unlike a farm field where you see the broadcast spreaders and things like that, and believe me, I do that too on my corn and pumpkin ground. It's too much of an area, but for individual rows and things like that, we take them and actually can sprinkle them right down the row. Now, so what I did is we put our lime down. Then I turn right around and I put down some 12-12-12 based upon the analysis of our soil sample. That was important. Now then, commercial fertilizers have their place, and it's been feeding Americans around the world. That being said, there's also some benefits to some organic matter, such as cow manure. Today I'm using some black cow manure, and I'm actually incorporating that also in at the 1 inch of manure rating that's on their bag. So basically it's and what's nice about it is, again, I'm not doing just the whole high tunnel, I'm doing an individual row, so I can put it right where I want to. So what we're going to do in here, as far as, and it's very important that you match your plant to your fertilizer program. What I like, anything that blooms. This is where we come back to the organic side of things. I did put some pelletized lime down. It's going to take a while for that to react. It's not quite as fast reacting, but it's going to change my pH in my rows. But anything that blooms, such as tomatoes, peppers, zucchini, yellow squash, all those plants that we're going to transplant into the high tunnels or out in the field, what we're going to do is we kind of follow what Hollis and Nancy do down in Florida. I really think a lot of them, they do a super job, and we have to be concerned about blossom end rot. We got to be concerned about thin-skinned tomatoes. So again, we got to add some things to that. So what I do, every time I go to plant, now hopefully I'm going to remember to turn the camera on for this, but when we go in here to plant, what I'm going to do is I take a 2-inch drill bit that I use. It's about, I don't know, it's about that long, and I drill a deep hole. And I take my tomato seedling, and before I transplant, I dig a deep hole, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little blood meal, a little bone meal, I'm going to put a little lime, ag lime, down in a hole. Then I'm going to push some dirt on top of that. Then again, a little bit more ag lime and a little more blood meal, a little dirt, and plant my tomato deep. That will help my tomatoes don't need a lot of nitrogen, so just a little bit of the blood meal, but it'll really help out with our blossoms, get more fruits to actually set. Without the blossom end rot, we're going to be in a much better shape. Try to get as many pounds of tomatoes off of these plants as we are. So sit back. I'm going to go ahead. I've already incorporated my lime, already incorporated my 12-12-12 fertilizer in here. And now it's time to go ahead and put the cow manure on. And basically just follow the label. I want 1 inch of cow manure in my bed. So basically you follow your Follow your recommendations on the bag, a black cow, figure up your square feet. In my case, I'm 2 foot, and I actually have 46 foot a row, 44 foot a row, and a 48 foot. So I'm following the directions, and I'm just applying that amount of manure. Now, I happen to have some pretty good organic matter built up here already. I do know that if you're doing raised beds and that type of thing, I believe what it says on the black cow is a mix of 50-50 amount of soil and black cow manure for your raised beds, things like that. We got to think about how can I feed that plant, and organic matter is so important to our plants to make them healthy. So sit back and watch. I'm going to go ahead and start putting out the manure and tilling it in. Now that I have all of the black cow put on my rows, it's time for me to go ahead and till it in. So let's get that incorporated. Now that I have the manure, the cow manure, incorporated into the row, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to rake the soil that kind of went outside the row from the tiller. Get everything in. This is where the nutrients need to be, where the plants are, right, and where it's best to fertilize. I'm going to put drip lines in here, so I definitely need the plants or the soil that I've just amended to be right where the plants are. So I'm going to go ahead and rake them in, and we're just about ready to finish up this, and we're close to ready to put in plants. Just needs to warm up a little bit more. So anyway, here we go. We're going to go ahead and rake them in, finish this job. That's today's video, gardeners. Happy to have you along. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. It would mean the world to us. Grow with us as we grow our farm in 2023. And until we meet again, great gardening.